Hi and welcome to my channel. Now normally I talk about hi-fi, mending hi-fi, reviewing hi-fi and all that, but now and again something kind of comes up that's kind of interests me. I think I may want to bring to the channel, some other people may be interested in it, and it kind of like just breaks it up a little bit because, you know, everyday hi-fi. Now and again just to throw something into the mix kind of gives it a little bit of variety maybe. Anyway, I go to charity shops, car boots, all that kind of stuff, just, you know, occasionally I find a bit of hi-fi there. It's very rare now. Mainly I get my stuff online, local pickup, all that kind of stuff. But you know, now and again something is in them shops. And I went out very recently, and I didn't pick anything up apart from this. This kind of may resonate with my older viewers that are kind of my kind of age. Back then when I was a little boy, they may have had one of these, and I did have one of these many years ago, you know, going back quite a few years ago now. This came out in 1969, but it kind of reached popularity around about 1972, something like that. This was made by Ideal, which is somewhere on the label anyway. It's yeah, Ideal, there you go. And this was aimed mainly at boys. I would have said back then it would have been more of a boy male kind of item, a young boy, I don't know, 6 to 10 years old, somewhere around there I suppose. That one of the copies, his dad, you know, his dad's got a little workshop, he's got a garage or something like that, he's doing a bit of DIY around the house, all that kind of stuff, using the old power tools, all that stuff. And the boy wanted to kind of mimic it, you know, be like his dad kind of thing. And his dad may buy him this, his mum and dad may buy him this as a Christmas present, a birthday present, something like that. There's a set here that includes a circular saw, doesn't include a circular saw, although they did do a circular saw, includes a jigsaw, a power drill and a little bench. And in this box you would have had some like balsa wood or some styrofoam, something like that, something fairly easy to cut with these tools. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out of the box, show you what's actually comes in this box here that I bought. I think a few bits are missing here and there, but anyway, we're still going to take it out. I'm going to grab a couple of batteries. These take 2 HP2 batteries. I think they're they're the new kind of D-cell batteries, and I've got a couple of them laying around the house somewhere. So I want to put it all together, plug it in, and see if we can get anything working and see where, you know, what it looks like, etc. Right, okay, as you can see, I've took it out of the box here. I've got all the bits on the top there. I just want to show you a couple of things. I don't think this box is complete. I think there may have been a bit more to it than this. I'll see the instructions in this since I've got no instructions, and all I have got is a sheet here with some plans of things that I can build, like some, you know, just put them down and kind of, I think what you've got to do is stencil around these actual plans on a bit of tracing paper, get your bit of styrofoam or balsa wood and retrace it on there, and you just cut that shape out. And you can make certain things, i.e. here, we can make a porcupine, a cabin cruiser, a birdhouse. There's the blueprint for them. We've got a giraffe, we've got a sailboat, and there's still the bird table there. I'm not too sure if there's anything on the other side. Let's just have a quick look. No, the other side's blank. So we've got a few things there to do, and obviously we can use our own imagination, just cuts up some bits of wood for the fun of it, I suppose, something like that. So like I say, some bits are probably missing there in that particular box. If we actually look at the lid here, inside the lid here tells you, I'll put a picture up anyway, it tells you how to assemble it, how to put the batteries in, how to change the blades, etc. on the different tools. And talking about tools, they did do some other tools. This was just the basics to get you going set with a workbench and all that. They had sanders, circular saws, they had a drill that you pull down, I'm not too sure what that's called now, and they had a few other bits. They had a bit where you could buff your car, your model cars, have a little buffer, that kind of thing to bring that up, etc. Had a table saw, all that kind of stuff. So they did have some extra accessories, and obviously you could buy that balsa wood as an extra accessory, and that styrofoam as an accessory as well. You know, after you built 1 or 2 things, you have to go out and buy some more materials, a bit like your dad would have to do if he was building something around the house. I've managed to find myself a couple of D batteries, or as they call them there, HP2s. I think these are still okay, I think these are going to work. I think I've got most of the bits here, to be honest with you. It may, like I say, the instructions are missing, there may still be 1 or 2 more bits that are missing, but the batteries actually fit into here, which is the power supply, and there's a little power socket there at the front, which you're going to plug your drill and your sander that comes with this into. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it all together, I'm going to stick the batteries in the back here, get them in there, get it all set up, and we'll give it a little test and see what we can do, see if it even works. Okay, so now I've got it all set up. I just want to touch on a couple of things. There's all the tools there, as you can see, and they all work to a certain degree, I suppose. There's a small screwdriver there, looks quite feasible, that's going to work. There's a little adjustable spanner here, and that does adjust, so I can't see any reason why that wouldn't work and undo a very small nut or something like that, obviously as long as it ain't too tight, so that would work. Little G clamp, and that moves up and down, and that works fine. Got an hammer here, it's not got much weight to it, but it does work, I suppose. I mean, if you're banging into balsa wood or this styrofoam, you probably have to give it a good whack, but it probably wouldn't knock a pin or a nail in, or a small nail or something like that, very sharp pin or something like that. And we've got a square that comes with it as well. So that would be for drawing straight lines, etc. On your wood projects, not on your wood, on your balsa wood, should I say, and projects like that. But these are fairly small, I think. They're a bit too small, maybe. But even so, in a child's hands, it may be 5 or 6, something like that. They're probably going to feel a little bit bigger. A vice here that actually works, which is pretty good. I just strapped a battery in there. That's all handy at the moment. But yeah, it actually works, undoes, and the battery will come out, or whatever you put in there. A bit of wood or something. You may want to do a bit of filing or something, or cut round it or something like that, so that works there as well. Okay, so I've kind of preempted a few things here. I've got a couple of bits of paper and card because I haven't got any balsa wood laying around the house, or styrofoam, but that's things you can probably still get them on eBay, etc. What I have noticed is that the drill is quite a short lead, and I think that's been cut or broke in the past. The reason I say that is because I've got the jigsaw here, and it's got a longer lead, even though it was actually cut, it was actually broken and cut in this place here. I've had to resolder that and put a bit of shrink wrap around it for the time being, but you can take these off. I mean, I don't think they originally come off, these little plugs. They was glued on, the glue's kind of gone yellow and lost its stickiness, shall we say, so I've kind of just pushed it on as tight as possible, but could glue that back on with a bit of super glue. Or in fact, I should imagine you may be able to rewire this completely, get some thin wire and actually rewire it. But the trouble is this is when I usually do things small as this or whatever, I usually undo them, and all of a sudden all these things just pop out everywhere, all over the table or desk or whatever I'm using, and you think, where the hell did that go? So I'll be tempted not to take these apart, really, to be honest with you, not unless they don't work. So we're going to find out if they work in a minute. I've kind of preempted they're going to work because I brought a bit of card here. I'm not too sure how these are going to perform on a bit of stiffer paper, so we're going to give it a go if they work, to see if I can actually make any dents or holes in them, etc. Also in here, which is a bit unusual, I'll say a bit unusual, I've been looking around on eBay, I haven't seen anyone advertising these. These are all the bits that go in the drill. There's about 10, I'll take a picture, there's about 10 little bits, 9 or 10 little bits there that go in the drill. Unfortunately, there's no bits that, no extra blades or anything for the actual jigsaw, which is a shame, but that's the way that is. I'm not too sure if it comes with any anyway. Anyway, I've got the batteries in there. I think I've shown you a picture of the battery compartment inside, but if I haven't, there it is. And also you'll notice that these actually plug in at the top here. Take a picture on this unit here, where actually on the box it's actually shown, if I bring the box forward, that there is actually shown as being plugged in into the middle there, where it actually plugs in there. So just a slight difference in the box. And just quickly talking about the box, this is the instructions in the front of the box, as you can see. But to the back of the box, and you kind of like, you may think, what's so unusual about this? There's the box, and there's the kind of innards inside the box, etc., and the blueprint. If you turn it round without knocking everything flying, there's nothing else on the back whatsoever. And these days, there'll be advertisement, they'll be showing you some projects and bits and pieces on the back. So that cardboard box, you know, there's no printing going on the back of it them days, but nowadays, it seems whatever you buy, there's print all over it. So there you go. So let's give it a go. Let's start off with a drill, I think. We're going to plug this in. Before I start on the drill, actually, these bits are obviously interchangeable, and to interchange them, you just kind of turn the plastic bit at the bottom, the black plastic bit, anti-clockwise. Sorry, you hold that black plastic bit at the bottom, turn the chuck anti-clockwise, and this pulls out, apparently. Like I said on the instrument, I've got a pair, it's a bit handy, there's a pair of pliers there, just where I wanted them. Oh, there you go. It's a little bit stiff, my hands and my grip on my fingers are not that great, but that pulls out. You get another piece, push it back in there, and I think it only kind of goes in, it doesn't, my eyes are a little bit terrible, but that's it, I've got it back in, it only goes in kind of one way, and we'll have to hold that bottom and tighten that chuck up. Let's just make sure I do that properly. That's off, that's undone, that's tightened up. So that's it, tightened up. So we're going to give this a go now. Now this plug only plugs in one way, it's got one bigger spade than the other. So let's push that in and see where we go. Oh, that's got in there nice and easy. There don't seem to be. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's handy. There we go. That works. It needs a bit more pushing in than I thought, but or it was either jammed or something. But that's working. Is it going the right way? It's going the right way. So that's it. It's going clockwise. So that's fantastic, makes a little bit of a squeaking noise, but hopefully you can see that there. Let's give it a go. Let's try the card actually. If I can hold this up maybe and put a bit of pressure on it. Oh, there you go. There we go, we've got an hole in this piece of card. So I suppose that styrofoam would be a bit easier, and balsa wood probably pretty much the same. There's different drill bits, different size holes. So yeah, that's quite a nice, neat hole as it happens. You probably can't see it there, but that is quite a neat hole. Let's try another one. There you go. I'm not too sure how good these batteries are, to be honest with you. That's why maybe it's slowing down a bit. But we've got two quite nice holes there, so that's kind of worked out quite well there. So that's the drill. So that's a good start. We've got one going. Now, with a bit of luck, there's this one here, the jigsaw. Now you can take the blades out of here. I'm looking at the instructions in the box. All you do is you kind of push this guard across. Is it that way? Oh no, sorry, you don't push it across, you pull it downwards. Yeah, you pull it downwards. That guard kind of thing there, this clip here, this black clip, you kind of just pull it downward. Then that blade actually pulls out to the side. I won't do it because, oh my God, he says he won't do it. He's kind of done it now. Am I going to get that back in? That's it. Because I haven't got another blade to put in there. And we're going to see if this works. This blade's a little bit skew with, I think over time, a little bit rusty by the looks of it. So it's been well used, this blade. So if it does work, whether it'll cut or not is a different story. So anyway, let's try plugging this in and see how this goes. Well, that goes in. The plug's actually falling apart a bit. I need some glue on that plug. It's pinged back out again. Right, let's try that again. I got it in there nice and easy a second ago. It's a little bit fiddly. I'm going to get that to stay in. Hopefully, just to quickly try this out. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. Oh, there we go. Does this do anything? Oh no, that's just a plastic cap just to make it look a bit more authentic. But oh, there you go. Hopefully you can see that. That's going up and down. So well, I don't think I want to cut paper. Let's try and cut this card. We'll give this card a go. We'll put it on there, shall we? We'll just give this a go and see what happens. No, not making a dent in that. I think this blade, like I say, is quite rusty, probably blunt as anything. No, so we're not getting much out of that on that bit of card there. Maybe a bit easier on balsa wood, I don't know. Maybe the more powerful battery as well. Then batteries may be on their way out, like I said. That may give us a little bit more chance of cutting. Let's just try on this piece of paper anyway, just for out of interest. Now I've got it there. No, just a slight dent and that's it. So yeah, not cutting much here. I haven't really got much else to try this out with, to be honest with you, that I think it may cut. Especially when that drill went straight through that little bit of card. So it may work on something a bit softer or something. I'm looking around if I've got any polystyrene here, which I'm afraid I haven't at the moment. No, but like I say, that blade is rusty, it's bent and it looks, it's probably blunt as anything. But anyway, at the end of the day, it does work. So yeah, I thought you may be interested in just seeing these. Like I say, these come out more, quite popular around about 1972, come out in 1969. And like I say, this would have been mainly aimed at a boy or something like that to follow his dad's footsteps of making things and being involved, making him feel a bit involved. So there you go, and like I say, they brought out other products as well. So yeah, a little bit of reminiscing there really, because I did have this kit and I can't remember what I made, to be honest, if I actually made anything with it. I probably went around cutting everything up, but I did have this kit back then. And it's brought back some memories now. I mean, I forgot about how these drills and all these bits changed, but obviously that was many years ago and many things since then. But I'm not too sure if I bought any other bits for it, to be honest with you. I may have done, it depends. I say I bought it, my parents would have bought it, so I very much doubt it, because I would have thought this kit would have been fairly expensive back then, so I think it's probably a Christmas present or something like that I would have had, but I definitely remember having it. I'm not too sure what the occasion was and actually how old I was, but yeah, it brings back some memories. And nothing springs to mind that I made with it, I must admit, so maybe it's just one of them things that are a bit of a fad, you got it, you don't really do a lot with it, but yeah, it's a kit that I kind of like add and maybe not used or something like that. I honestly can't remember. If I do, I'll put a note down below in the description or something if I think of anything, but offhand I honestly can't think, but I do remember tinkering around with it in the living room where I used to live in this flat many years ago, and having a muck about and that. But anyway, that was quite a while ago now. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Until the next video, back to Wi-Fi, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll find some stuff to stick back on there. I'll see you all soon.